BTN Basketball is presented by 5 Hour Energy. What will you do in 5 hours? Also in part by State Farm. For auto, home, life, and banking, get to a better state. And by MFS Investment Management, offering innovative solutions for financial professionals, their clients, and institutional investors. Glad to have you along for the ride, folks. Assembly Hall here in Champaign, the second-ranked team in the country, the Michigan Wolverines, trying to get to 19-1 on the year, 6-1 in Big Ten play. Let's take a look at tonight's Buffalo Wild Wings starting 5. The visitors from Ann Arbor. There's some familiar faces. Trey Burke, Hardaway Jr., and Nick Stauskas in the backcourt. Glenn Robinson III, really coming of age. And the junior from Detroit, Jordan Morgan. Michigan team that can beat you in a lot of different ways. They're going to take on and Fighting Illini starting 5 that looks like this. Sophomore from Chicago, Tracy Abrams runs the point. TJ Richardson, Brandon Paul, seniors in the backcourt with him. Sam McLaurin, transfer from Coastal Carolina, and Nana Egwu rounds out the starting 5. In the middle of that starting 5 for the Illini is John Gross. First season at Illinois. Has 100 career wins as a Division I coach. One of them coming against John Beilein's Michigan Wolverines. That was last year in the NCAA tournament.
And that second round matchup, and this is going to be a very, very interesting game. Two teams that like to shoot the 3-ball, number 1 and number 2, Eric, in terms of made threes per ball game. So the arc is going to play a huge part in the outcome of this game.
Now, before we get started, let's take a look at tonight's Northwestern Mutual Planning for Success.
First for the visitors from Michigan, transition defense, force Illinois to execute in the half court and attack inside. This is not a very big front line for Illinois in terms of depth. Go right at Nana Egwu for Illinois. Dribble drive, particularly in the form of Brandon Paul. Get in the lane and create, and then defend the three-point shot. Michigan leads the conference in made threes. Illinois is 11th in three-point percentage defense, so that's something to keep an eye on.
Tap is won by the Illini. Coming off a win on Tuesday at Nebraska, they score early. Egwu inside with authority.
Nice job by Egwu of setting that little back screen and then rolling to the rim. The upside on that young man is fantastic. He continues to improve, particularly on the offensive end.
John Gross, shoot-around today, telling me, you know what, we want to get started with a bang. It probably won't work, but we're going to start this game with a dunk, and they just did. And a foul's called on Egwu defensively, his first foul.
And that's a problem foul, particularly in the early going. We talked about it. McLaurin and Egwu, really the primary interior defenders. Look for Michigan to really try to go at Egwu and get him out of there. He's a premier shot blocker as well, Eric.
Fourth straight sellout here at Assembly Hall for the Illini. And why not sell this place out? Michigan, the second-ranked team in the country. Burke can't get past Egwu.
How about the job Egwu's doing moving his feet?
Burke has to settle for the long jumper, and that's a poor possession to begin the game for Michigan.
What a start for Nana Egwu.
TJ Richardson, 30 points on Tuesday against the Cornhuskers.
And Illinois has a mismatch. You have Hardaway Jr. on Egwu down low if they can take advantage. They cannot.
Rebounded inside by Jordan Morgan. Burke now wants to run. And again, Burke bottled up by Egwu. Inside Morgan, good catch, and he turned his ankle. Morgan in pain down in the paint.
That's a tough break for Jordan Morgan and Michigan. He did a really nice job of sealing off the Illini defender. And you mentioned it, just rolled his ankle. We're going to take a look at it right here. He goes up to catch the pass. That, good news is he's walking off more or less under his own strength, but he rolled that. That hurts. They're probably going to take him back in, obviously make sure that they can tape that thing up. And now McGarry has to come in probably a little bit earlier than Coach Beilein wanted him to get into the ball game. He's a guy that usually sits till about the 4 or 5 minutes of clock time have elapsed to kind of see how the flow of the game is going. He doesn't have that luxury now.
Mitch McGarry, the freshman from Chesterton, Indiana, on the floor. A rip away. Burke with the steal. 3-on-1 for the Wolverines, and Stauskas finishes.
How about the delivery in transition by Burke? Excellent use of the bounce pass. Made the backpedaling defender make a decision.
Egwu, jump hook over Robinson. McLaurin, offensive rebound, and he throws it in with the left hand.
And that's what McLaurin gives this team. A lot of the blue-collar plays around the rim, the preponderance of his rebounds have been on the offensive end for Illinois this year.
Stauskas keeps the dribble alive, gets inside, and he scores with the offhand.
This is a guy that's known as a three-point shooter, and rightfully so, 50% made, but he is a very good athlete, can get to the rim and complete.
Abrams splits the double team, sets up Paul, his first shot. Both sides appear to have come to play.
Nice job by Pollock, coming up hands high on Stauskas.
Stauskas frees himself, hits the deck, rebounded up and in by Robinson.
And it was kept alive by McGarry. Excellent job by the freshman. Wasn't able to corral it, but tipped it to his teammate Robinson for the completion.
And we're going to have a foul from behind on Mitch McGarry. Trying to hang with Sam McLaurin.
And McGarry did a pretty good job of moving his feet, Eric, but where he drew the foul was when he swung down on the interior feet, made it an easy call for the official to make. Good job by McLaurin of trying to keep him on his hip, but McGarry is an outstanding post defender. Interesting that John Gross is going to take Brandon Paul out of the game this early. Joseph Bertrand and Tyler Griffey onto the floor.
Off the inbound, Richardson. That was deflected by Stauskas, I believe. Hardaway over to Stauskas. Extra pass to Burke. Sophomore point guard will bring it back out.
Well, I tell you what, every defender that's been on Burke is not giving any ground, be it Egwu, Paul, or in that situation, Abrams. They are attacking defensively.
McGarry takes his time and misses inside. Ball hits the end line. It'll stay with the Wolverines.
And it's rare you'll see McGarry blow an opportunity that close to the rim. He's 60% shooting. Excellent interior feed led him to a stronger left hand, just not able to knock it down.
Entry pass goes awry, picked up by Bertrand. Now he'll wait for his mates. Illinois playing without Brandon Paul for the moment. McLaurin has it knocked away. It'll be Michigan basketball. Well, a frenetic start to this one. The very first bucket of the game telling you how this game's going to be played. Long distance alley-oop, and an Egwu. And Illinois up by 1. 15:47 remaining in the first half. Michigan trailing Illinois by 1. Michigan currently ranked number 2 in the Associated Press poll. The number 1 ranked team, the Duke Blue Devils, of course, losing by a whole bunch earlier this week against Miami. So that means Michigan win, unless you really like Kansas. Michigan's got to be number 1.
And Kansas, bear in mind, their only loss thus far this year is to another Big Ten team, Michigan State, earlier in the year. Syracuse split this week. Louisville, a tough week for the Cardinals and Rick Pitino.
John Beilein, now in his 6th season, has got a great thing going with the Wolverines. 24-10 a year ago, 13-5 in conference. This year, 18-1. 5-1 in their first 6 Big Ten games. Wolverines still playing without Jordan Morgan, who left about a minute and a half into this one. Loose on the floor. We've got a tie-up. Possession arrow keeps it with the Wolverines.
And one thing to keep an eye on, Mitch McGarry has been very, very productive in his freshman year, Eric. But minutes haven't been that expansive. Only 16 minutes per ball game. With Morgan out, let's see if he's able to take that production and expand it over an extended period of time, because thus far he hasn't been able or hasn't been forced to be put in that situation.
He could play 16 minutes this first half alone.
No question. They do have John Horford back, but he's battling through some injuries of his own, so he's trying to shake the rust off for that front line of Michigan.
Not too many college players make that shot. Trey Burke dips it in with a floater.
And what makes him, among many things, so difficult to guard, Eric, is even though he's a right-handed player, he sometimes looks like he prefers to go left and complete. That's very difficult to scout.
Brandon Paul back on the floor. Shot block down to 10. Bertrand bottled up by Hardaway. Pull up. That was a tough chance for Bertrand. Offensive rebound, Egwu. Paul. Tyler Griffey, the offensive rebound. Four offensive rebounds early in this one for the Illini. And John Horford with that gets off the bench. He'll come in at the next whistle for Michigan. Egwu face-up jumper.
Good job by Glenn Robinson III of walling up on the taller player there.
Quick trigger, Hardaway. Richardson, and an offensive foul. First foul on DJ Richardson. Out of control on his way to the basket.
Watch McGarry, number 4, rotate over, take the contact. Nice job of team defense by Michigan.
How about Cody Zeller of Indiana taking a charge at the end of that game earlier this afternoon against Michigan State. John Horford into the game for the first time, number 15 on the floor for Michigan. He wants it on the block. He's got it. Horford with the left hand, pops it up and in.
Nice job. He was working on that exact shot before the game, and a good job by Horford there, Eric, of letting the double team clear from Paul before he made his move.
Sean, just talking out loud, Michigan, they have already made 4 left-handed shots from players who are right-handed.
Skill development a part of every program, but you're not going to find anyone that works more on the fundamentals than what you see when you go to a Michigan, either a practice or a shoot-around, be it dribbling or able to finish around the rim with either hand.
Griffey. Robinson, extra pass to Stauskas.
That's tough because he had Egwu flying at him. I guarantee he lost sight of the rim after the release. That's a big-time shot by the freshman because Egwu comes flying at him, hands high. Coming at you right here, hands high, boom. That's a difficult shot. And if you're Nana Egwu, if you were wearing a hat, you would tip it and then run the other way.
A 9-0 run for the Wolverines in the last 3 minutes and change. Get involved in the Twitter conversation around tonight's game. Go to btn.com/connect. You can find our hashtags periodically at the right-hand side of the score strip and the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Illinois leading the all-time series against Michigan handily, but Michigan, they've won the last 3 in a row. Michigan coming here to Champaign a year ago and winning. Tracy Abrams across the timeline for Illinois.
Abrams has had some big games his own. Michigan showing a little bit of a zone defense, switching things up, primarily man-to-man, but the zone defense paying dividends for the Wolverines here. And to pay off the point with Abrams, we've talked about the offensive explosion that we've seen with Brandon Paul dropping 35 on Gonzaga, DJ Richardson 30 versus Nebraska. Tracy Abrams had 27 in the United Center versus Auburn.
Yeah, I'd be curious to find out if there's another school in the country that has had 3 different players get at least 27 points in a game this year.
If there's anyone in the free world that will find that out, my money's on you.
Horford trying to get position inside. He's fouled from behind by Abrams.
Savvy two-man play between Burke and Horford. Burke for recognizing the mismatch, Horford for taking advantage of it. Abrams giving up a lot of size.
Tyler Griffey goes to the bench. Sam McLaurin back on for the Illini. Michigan playing with 3 second-generation big-time players on the floor. And Horford, Hardaway, and Robinson.
Nice job by Richardson to getting over the top of the screen to close out on Stauskas.
Burke frees himself. Last 5 possessions for Illinois. They're 0 for 5 with 2 turnovers. Make it 0 for 6. Burke just lost a handle. Richardson the other way. Oh, is that legal? It was. Robinson got it when it was still on the way up. And Hardaway catches in on the other end.
How about the 4-point swing for Michigan? It looked like Illinois had a breakout opportunity after a rare turnover from Burke, but Glenn Robinson III did not give up on the play. Nice duck in.
Egwu, quick turnaround, and the woes continue offensively for Illinois.
I still like what Illinois did there. Nice duck in, get something going toward the rim to try to stem the tide.
Michigan doesn't look like they have any intention of going easy on Illinois. This is a team that doesn't lack for focus. Horford blocked away. Paul in transition.
That's where the threes are at their most effective for the Illini. Either dribble drive or in the transition or secondary break where they force the defense to collapse and then kick it back out. There was a little dribble handoff from Tracy Abrams to Paul, who was trailing the play.
That stops a streak of 6.5 scoreless minutes for Illinois. Backdoor cut. Stauskas. Horford finds Stauskas. He's got 9 early points.
And how about the job that Horford and McGarry have done stepping in here with the early injury to Jordan Morgan. Horford's been very impressive here. His conditioning is going to be in question a little bit as well because we talked about it. He's trying to shake off some injuries of his own.
Foul called on Trey Burke.
4-point swing here earlier. Nice job. The defense started on the defensive end, leads to a conversion, and a nice job by Hardaway.
Welcome back, everyone. Assembly Hall here in Champaign. Tonight's MFS Investment Management Inside the Numbers highlights the 1989 National Semifinal. And look who played. How about Michigan and Illinois? That was the Flying Illini version of Illinois.
And depending on whether you are a fan of folks in Ann Arbor or in Champaign, Sean Higgins will be a name you remember. He was the one that hit the follow-up shot to send Michigan into the championship game where they ultimately defeated the Seton Hall Pirates.
There's some really good players on that list. Glenn Rice, Ramil Robinson.
I think in that game, even the pregame meal was played above the rim.
Substitution now for Michigan. Spike Albrecht on the floor for the first time. He's number 2. Horford remains in the game. He's been solid coming off the bench. DJ Richardson hangs over to Bertrand. Again, Illinois playing without Brandon Paul, their leading scorer. Tracy Abrams, a 3-pointer.
And now Illinois 3 of 6 from behind the arc. Michigan 1 of 5. We talked about the importance of Illinois defending the threes. Thus far, they have done that.
Look at Stauskas, little wiggle, and comes up short on the 3. Stauskas can do a lot of different things offensively. Egu left alone, turnaround.
Nice.
Friendly home rim.
That inside pivot and the pick and pop is something you did not see from Nana Egu a year ago. He continues to improve and impress as his offensive game expands.
Karis LeVert's his first touch. Trying to finish inside. Tapped up and in with a left hand by Glenn Robinson.
Even though LeVert wasn't able to complete the play, Eric, he shows you what dribble penetration does. All the white jerseys had to rotate to take it away. That allowed Glenn Robinson III to sneak in there for the tip.
Bunch of changes for both sides here with this whistle. 8:44 left to play in the first half. Raymond Paul still on the bench, though. Kind of an odd situation. Doesn't have a personal foul. Made a couple of three-pointers. He's got 6 points. Now Brandon Paul's going to go to the scorer's table, and he will come in as that pass is thrown out of bounds.
Yeah, good movement of defensive personnel by Michigan. But that was a really tough passing angle for Bertrand to try to make that interior feed. Needed to take at least one more dribble to improve the odds of it getting in there clean.
Max Bielfeldt on the floor now for Michigan. Fairly local guy. He is from Peoria, Illinois. McGarry misses everything.
And he has played some minutes this year, but he's getting earlier minutes now, going back once again to the injury to Jordan Morgan, because you have guys in McGarry and Horford who haven't played extended minutes, so you're going to have to go a little bit deeper on your bench on the front line.
Tyler Griffey inside. He's been in a shooting slump, but he's not going to miss from there very frequently. Pulls up, too strong off the window. Bielfeldt hits the deck, he was pushed.
Really strong rebound in traffic by Bielfeldt. Nice job.
Timeout on the floor. Illinois getting a contribution from the senior from Wildwood, Missouri. Tyler Griffey sends it home.
If they score their average and we score our average, we win by 12. But you got to be willing to win the game on the glass.
See more of Michigan assistant coach Bakari Alexander wired for sound during Thursday's Purdue game in his unique motivational speeches this week on an all-new episode of The Journey Big Ten Basketball presented by Chase Freedom. That's immediately following our game tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Bakari Alexander has been with Coach Beilein for a while. There he is. It's a quality staff that John Beilein has put together. They've been around for a while together, bringing in these kids. And they have their best season in a long time, cooking right now.
Trey Burke back in the ballgame as well.
Burke, Robinson, Bielfeldt, Albrecht, and Hardaway, the 5 on the floor for the Wolverines. Second-ranked team in the country, possibly moving into the top spot with a win tonight. On the line, long jumper missed by Burke.
Illinois switched all the dribble handoffs, and Michigan finally got the mismatch they wanted.
Griffey continues to struggle from outside. Robinson left alone. Bielfeldt, another offensive rebound, has it ripped away. DJ Richardson coming off a game in which he scored 30 points back on Tuesday in Lincoln. Hasn't scored so far in the first 13 minutes of game time. Here's Richardson. Still scoreless. And we're going to have a hold on Bertrand trying to contain Hardaway.
Good job by Burke of getting the ball in the middle of the floor, and Hardaway of slowing up just enough to increase the passing angle. Then he saw that Bertrand was backpedaling. See him kind of slow up just enough to create a better passing angle. Freezes, attacks that inside hip. Pretty good job by Bertrand of moving his feet, but that's a tough call. Nice job by Hardaway in the open floor.
Second foul on Bertrand. He'll go to the bench. That's now 5 team fouls on Illinois.
Nice.
And McGarry frees himself from the clutches of Nana Egwu and gets an easy 2.
They froze watching Hardaway with the basketball. McGarry sensed that, slid to the rim. Egwu lost sight of him.
Abrams. It's 3 or nothing lately for Illinois. Griffey had it blocked from behind by Hardaway.
Nice play by Griffey, but Eric, you have to put your shoulder to the rim in that situation.
First drawing contact, doesn't get the whistle. Saved by Richardson. Illini down by 4. Offense has been a real trouble spot over the last 10 minutes.
Well, a lot of it you have to credit to the defensive intensity both teams are employing. They're really getting out and closing out under control.
Egwu trying to sneak a pass in, and Griffey this time scores inside.
Nice job by Griffey of just digging that out, taking it away from McGarry for the completion at the rim.
Five minutes to play first half. Robinson hangs and scores.
How about Robinson coming from the right side to the left, turning the corner and finishing with the scoop?
4 first half points for the freshman. Richardson, little teardrop too strong. Michigan has been playing without Jordan Morgan since the 18:30 mark of this first half. Landed awkwardly. Appeared to hurt his ankle.
Well, nice team defense there.
Burke runs down the loose ball. Tapped of it in by Robinson.
I tell you what, that's the second time we've seen Robinson come in. A white jersey doesn't put a body on him, and the freshman very impressive. He's the leading rebounder as a freshman for Michigan.
We need to ask Coach Beilein how many plays he actually runs up for Robinson. This is the guy who scores without having to have a play run for him. Offensive rebounds, transition. He's a solid all-around player. Brandon Paul, another three-pointer. He's got 9. Burke gets a screen from McGarry. Stauskas. Burke, top of the key. He's pretty tough when he's going to hit that shot consistently. 5 first half points for the sophomore Burke.
And it was the ability of Stauskas to put the ball on the floor to create that dribble handoff opportunity. He is far more than just a three-point shooter.
Contested 3, Brandon Paul too strong. Trey Burke always looking for a crease, finds one, comes up short on the layup attempt, and we're gonna have a foul called inside.
Michigan by 6.
Stay tuned, everybody, at the half for the State Farm Halftime Report. Mike Hall, Mike DeCourcy, Sean Harrington, all standing by. They're going to put in perspective what this all means. Conference season really heating up. And, this is what the Big Ten standings look like as we speak. Indiana, Michigan, the only 2 remaining teams with just 1 conference loss.
And Michigan goes back home after this game versus Northwestern. Then they go on the road again, and in the middle of those standings were the Minnesota Golden Gophers. They have gone from 15-1 to 15-5. So Tubby Smith and his team need to stem the tide with 2 home games at Williams Arena coming up this week.
Mike Henry on the floor for the first time. He's got the ball on the wing. Now the Illini will move it around the perimeter. DJ Richardson has not scored. This is the guy who came off a 30-point game the other night in Nebraska. Going for the rebound, it's going to stay with Illinois.
And I think Illinois is really fortunate there. That 3 was deep. It was relatively early in the shot clock, and it did not come after a ball reversal. So Illinois is fortunate to maintain possession here. And we've talked about the offensive versatility of Michigan. They came in leading the conference and made 3s, but thus far it's been the paint that has done the job for them. 20 of their 28 points thus far in the paint.
Richardson finally on the board, hits the 3 ball. DJ Richardson has hit a 3-pointer in 27 consecutive now. Lead is just 3 for the Wolverines. Stauskas.
And Brandon Paul did a really nice job of playing post defense there. He had a size mismatch, not in his favor against Horford, but didn't allow the interior feed.
2 guys on Richardson, and almost the steal for Robinson. And now a steal by Burke. 3-on-2 for Michigan. Chance for the 3-point play. Burke is fouled. He'll go to the line.
Man, did he kick in an afterburner there on the far side of the floor. Watch right there with the inside or left hand. Senses that the defender, Brandon Paul, is backpedaling. If you're Paul in that situation, you either let him go or you have to foul him so he cannot get the ball into a shooting motion. You can't do the little drive-by foul there because he's strong enough to get it up toward the rim.
Burke 79% at the free throw line normally hits those, but he'll have to settle for just 2 instead of the possible 3-point play. That was our first free throw of the game in almost 19 minutes without a free throw for either side. Richardson can't make it 2 in a row. Hand off to Hardaway.
And Hardaway knew exactly where Burke was going with it. You saw him loop behind and get his feet set before that dribble handoff even was in his hands.
State Farm halftime report coming your way in about 30 seconds of game time. McLaurin, offensive rebound, a bonus 2 for the Illini.
There's a reason he's got a blue collar on tonight. Doing all the hard work inside is McLaurin.
Michigan going to hold for the final possession of the first half. Now Burke going to work. Long 2-pointer is good. Wow! And that's going to do it for the first half of play. Trey Burke figuring things out. Tail end of this first half, and he sends his Wolverines to the locker room up by 8.
Well, Abrams doing a really good job of keeping him in front of him. There's really not much you can do about that. When a guy can hit a step-back jump shot from about 18 feet, you just have to understand he's a great offensive player.
That's going to do it for the first 20 minutes of play. Let's go to Chicago and Mike Hall. Let's take a look at tonight's All-State Mayhem Index.
Well, the Michigan Wolverines getting the job done on the offensive glass. You see 8 offensive rebounds, 22 points in the paint. They're known as a 3-point shooting squad. They average 9 made threes per game, but showing you they can get the job done around the rim as well.
Mitch McGarry getting more playing time, maybe than normal. He played 9 minutes in the first half, only averages 15 per game. McGarry having to play quite a bit with Jordan Morgan on the bench. Jordan Morgan has come out of the locker room, but it doesn't appear as if we will see him here in the second half. John Horford actually gets the start at the center spot for Michigan here in the second half.
And John Horford and Bielfeldt did a nice job of giving quality minutes in the absence of Morgan.
Good interior defense by Horford. Leads to the run out. Finger roll up and in for Hardaway.
Cardinal sin by Illinois right there. You have to stop the basketball. All the white jerseys were retreating. Hardaway sensed that, went right to the rim.
Largest lead of the day for Michigan. They're up by 10. Egwu sets the screen. And Paul, veteran play there, works his way into a free throw opportunity.
Yeah, that was a savvy play by Brandon Paul. Kind of waved off that high ball screen by Egwu, then went to the left hand and threw the contact.
And I wonder if this is a point of emphasis by John Gross in the locker room. Get to the free throw line. Illinois did not go to the free throw line one time in the first half.
We talked about it at the top of the broadcast. Of the 3 signature wins, if you will, for Illinois this year versus Butler, Gonzaga, and Ohio State, this young man went to the foul line 23 times and made 21. He needs to get in the lane and get these freebies.
Brandon Paul, a good free throw shooter, makes a pair. Burke, Hardaway, Horford, Robinson, and Stauskas, the 5 on the floor for the Wolverines. This is Robinson, head and shoulder fake, frees himself up for a 15-footer.
I tell you what, folks at home may think that's an easy shot. It's not. He had to use the up fake and then dribble under control and didn't over-penetrate and dribble into trouble. That's a headsy play by the freshman.
And a foul called on Horford. Trying to stay with Abrams. First foul on Horford. Quickly 2 fouls here in the second half for Michigan. Richardson coming off a 30-point game. Had just 3 points in the first half for Illinois. McLaurin on the block. Score the goal, and he's fouled.
Boy, McLaurin showing his 5th-year experience. He got Horford on his back. There's no double team forthcoming. And unlike we saw from Tyler Griffey in the first half, watch what he does, Eric. Puts that shoulder, boom, right to the rim and forces the defender to come through him.
Illinois has come down the floor 3 times, Sean, and they've drawn 3 fouls from Michigan here in the second half. 3-point play for McLaurin. With the 2 fouls, Horford has to go to the bench. He's replaced by McGarry.
And what you'll see if Illinois continues to employ this, Eric, is that then the 3-point shot will become much more open and unfettered because they're going to be able to force Michigan to react defensively.
Robinson missed the contested shot inside. And again, the Illini taking their time, getting it inside. Egwu. That's a tough chance. But an offensive rebound, McLaurin. Richardson.
Well, McGarry and Egwu getting into it, running down the floor.
And we're going to have a foul called on Egwu.
They were fighting from about the top of the key on the other end of the floor. They were smacking each other all the way down, and finally the official caught it as Egwu and McGarry tried to set up shop on that far side.
Second foul on Nene Egwu. Tyler Griffey going to come back on the floor, replacing Sam McLaurin.
Well, McLaurin was really big in setting the tone, attacking the offensive glass. Lazy pass.
And a steal. Abrams ahead of the pass.
That's a rare mistake by Trey Burke, the trigger man. That was a lazy pass, throwing it out toward half court. Way too much air under it. Illinois sensed that. Abrams goes end to end.
Burke trying to get it back. McGarry the rebound.
Boy, I just love that way that kid plays. He uses his body so well and then does the little things like keep the ball high on the offensive rebound and continue toward the rim.
McGarry with the bump on the blow-by. Abrams draws the foul. Are they going to give him a free throw opportunity? Is this a shooting foul? It is. 2 free throws for Abrams. That's the 3rd foul on McGarry.
I like what Illinois is doing. They've made a concerted effort, Eric, to come out of the locker room and really try to attack Michigan off the dribble and get to the rim. This is the last sequence. Good use of creating. Folks at home maybe say, hey, was he in the shooting motion? He was going into a shooting motion. That's a nice call by the official.
With the 3rd foul, McGarry goes to the bench, replaced by Bielfeldt. Bielfeldt from Peoria, playing against his home state team.
And he gets some quality minutes with a couple of offensive rebounds of his own and some limited minutes in the absence of Morgan in the first half.
Bielfeldt sets the screen, now slips inside, and he is pushed from behind.
That's really nice 2-man basketball. And that was a great delivery from Tim Hardaway, Eric. He put the ball up high with enough air under it to lead Bielfeldt toward the rim and away from defensive rotation. Watch right here. Watch where this pass is. Boom. It's up high, and Bielfeldt continues to keep the ball high, which doesn't allow the defender to come over and strip it away.
Not a great free thrower. Just
oh, wow.
3 for 9 on the year at the free throw line is Bielfeldt.
Now, if you're Illinois here, be prepared for something to come off long. When you miss it that short, let's see if Bielfeldt tries to overcompensate by putting a little bit more mustard on it.
You're paying attention, my partner.
It's a simple game or they wouldn't let me near it, Eric.
Abrams splits the double team. Feathery touch for the sophomore. 8 points for Abrams. Lead is just 4 for the 2nd-ranked team in the country.
Beautiful.
Bielfeldt is fouled again. And right now he's going to go to the last place here at Assembly Hall, but he wants to be the free throw line.
But a nice job by Stauskas. Again, because of his 3-point shooting prowess, teams, if they don't close out under control on him, he will make you pay by getting to the rim. And for Bielfeldt right now, just step up and let it fly. Good for him.
Silky touch at the line.
Hey.
Brandon Paul back on, replacing Abrams. That last foul is on Bertrand. Bertrand now has 3 personal fouls. And he's still on the floor. Look at this kid.
How's that for a response?
Focused. Max Bielfeldt swings the lead back up to 6 for the Wolverines. Tipped. Oh, high pass. Bertrand gonna have to save it. Can't do it. He was thinking about whipping it back in the offensive side and decided not to.
That was a smart play by Bertrand, not to try to leap and throw it back, because inevitably you don't know where it's going, and it gives the team in Michigan a chance to kind of read your eyes and lead to a breakout opportunity, because if that happens, they've got numbers.
Along the baseline, Stauskas.
Great dribble penetration, but Glenn Robinson, the 3rd, sealed off the help. That allowed Stauskas the wide open shot.
And another foul going to be called on Michigan. It's on Max Bielfeldt.
Last basket for Michigan. Great team basketball. Dribble penetration. Stauskas, you can't leave him alone. He'll drain it 50% of the time. Michigan by 9.
Welcome back, everyone. 15:39 remaining in this one. It's a nice one. Michigan up by 8. And how about this? It's going to be a special week for the 49ers in the Big Ten ties. There are 3 guys playing for the 49ers or associated with the 49ers that have And from the Big Ten, you got Harbaugh, head coach in San Francisco, starting center for the Niners, Jonathan Goodwin. And then A.J. Jenkins, here just a year ago, first-round pick. Michigan's got some history in the big game. Michigan is one of only 4 schools that have had a Super Bowl winning quarterback and a president. Tom Brady and Gerald Ford.
Nice.
How about that? One of only 4 schools.
I tell you what, when it comes to the Super Bowl, especially this year, the biggest thing I'm concerned about, the price of chicken wings. I read that they're up 6%. How am I supposed to get by without a staple of any American diet?
Brandon Paul lost his footing and then has to just swat it out of bounds. It's a turnover, Michigan basketball. Tracy Abrams back on the floor. DJ Richardson is going to get a blow. Max Bielfeldt remains in the game. Foul trouble among the big men for Michigan. And the fact that Jordan Morgan hadn't played since the 18-minute mark of the first half appeared to roll his ankle.
And you have Bertrand with 3 fouls on Stauskas on the far side.
Floater missed by Hardaway, and Bielfeldt with the rip away. How does that happen if you're in Illinois fighting Illini?
How about the effort by Horford in the first half, Bielfeldt giving them some nice minutes, and then here in the second stanza, Bielfeldt some quality minutes of production.
Tough shot. Abrams had a hand in the face.
Way too quick if you're Illinois. You didn't throw Michigan defensively at all.
Burke from deep. And another rip away in the backcourt.
Brandon Paul commits a cardinal sin, Eric. A loose ball, you don't dribble it. You pick it up. He tries to dribble it. Michigan making the hustle plays, pulling away here in Champaign, up 13.
More basketball coming your way. Super Wednesday returns with a great doubleheader of action. First, these Michigan Wolverines battling Northwestern. Then rivals collide at West Lafayette, Indiana, and Purdue. It all starts at 6 p.m. with the tip-off show presented by Buffalo Wild Wings.
Well, the last 2 baskets by Michigan have just been of the hustling variety. There, Bielfeldt takes it away. And then Brandon Paul, you never dribble a loose ball, Eric. You pick it up, because if you don't, this is what happens. Trey Burke off the scramble situation.
9-0 run for Michigan. They have forced Illinois into 5 second-half turnovers already.
And what Illinois has gotten away from was attacking off the dribble. They were racking up the fouls at a pretty impressive pace in the first 4 minutes of this game, but have not been able to get anything going toward the basket.
Shot clock down to 8. Ball over to Griffey. That's a 3-pointer off the mark. And going for the loose ball, Nana Egwu with the personal.
I like what they did with the shot clock winding down. Brandon Paul got in the lane, and you could see there with Tyler Griffey's shot, Eric, he didn't extend. He kind of short-armed it. It's almost as if he's trying to guide it in rather than shoot it. You saw right there, he's missed his last 20 from behind the arc.
That foul on Egwu, his 3rd. Stauskas pass run down in the corner by Robinson. We've got a timeout. Robinson was able to secure the basketball and call timeout. So Michigan will keep the basketball with 18 seconds on the shot clock. We'll take a look at some of these lasts for Michigan. We've already talked about that national championship team back in '89. Last time they were ranked number 1, 1992. Bet you can name a couple of guys on that 92 Michigan Wolverine team.
More than a few.
Jalen Rose,
Chris Webber, Eric Riley. There's the Fab Five.
You didn't mention Rob Pelinka or Michael Talley.
They're doing okay for themselves. Rob Pelinka's an agent now, but you're Kobe's agent. You're doing all right.
I think so. The Fab Five. John Beilein's doing just fine for himself recruiting-wise over the last couple of years.
Now, this is a tough throw-in for Michigan. They're down in the corner, so the inbounder defender can really angle, and you see him doing it right there. That's going to be a tough inbound for Michigan.
Nana Egwu on the ball trying to deny the entry.
And now they're going to warn him. And let's remember, against the game at Northwestern, Egwu got a technical foul for reaching over on an inbound situation, so he needs to be cognizant of that fact now. That's a delay of game warning. That's a tough throw-in.
Is it going to get any easier now with this different angle?
A little bit, because now at least you've got, now Egwu can't completely play the angle. He has to play a little bit more straight up, so now the options are far more for the inbounder.
Oof. And it results in a turnover. Paul! Oh, I thought he may have done something slippery with the ball, but it's going to be two.
And it started with that difficult inbounds pass.
I thought that was a double dribble. Lead is down to 11. Bielfeldt posting up inside. They get it to him. Working on Richardson.
Think the fans wanted to walk there? I thought he did a good job of keeping that pivot foot anchored. It comes down to a lot of times little things. Everyone says, oh, inbounding the ball, how difficult can it be? Well, when you have Nana Egwu in your face, and I watch Brandon Paul here.
Oh, that's a double dribble. Look at him wrap it around the back. He hit it with the left hand. Wrapped it around the back with the right, hit it with the left, and then lost the handle again.
It's hard to argue with you.
Hey, these guys in the whistles, they do a beautiful job. It's more than likely my mistake. Here's Egwu, step-in jumper. You okay with that shot?
I'd like to see him reverse the basketball. He can hit that shot, Eric, but you've got a little bit of momentum. Plenty of time at 12:40. Force Michigan to exert some energy defensively.
Karis LeVert, his first second-half action. Nice. Beautiful pass, Stauskas to Horford.
Stauskas showing you his complete game. He has delivered some dimes to his teammates here this evening.
Mike Henry on the floor for the Illini. This is him on the block. Turnaround.
He didn't know where he was, Eric. He didn't know where he was. He had the defender. All he had to do was turn over that stronger left shoulder, and he could complete. He made that a more difficult shot than he needed to be.
Inside, Horford can't hang on. It'll be a turnover.
Last time down, watch the touch pass by Stauskas to Horford. Beautiful team basketball for our Verizon key connection.
Stauskas is going to go to the bench. Robinson, Hardaway, Horford, LeVert, and Burke, the five on the floor for the second-ranked team in the country. Earlier this week, the Duke Blue Devils losing big time against Miami. A win tonight, and quite possibly Michigan, your new #1 ranked team in the Associated Press poll. Rebounded inside by Henry, and he's fouled.
Well, I tell you what, Mike Henry, that's a man-sized rebound. A difficult shot last time, but here he attacks the offensive glass. Illinois with a chance to cut into the lead when we come back.
Tonight, examine college basketball's national picture and see how the events of the week impact the Big Ten. It's Big Ten basketball and beyond, presented by Barbasol. That's tonight at 8:30 Eastern time only on BTN. Dave Revson, Mike DeCourcy, and Jim Jackson taking you through the week. Let's take a look at tonight's Reese's Perfect Combination, Sean.
Well, the freshman class for Michigan delivering on the road. You see 12 points from Stauskas, 2 assists, getting his teammates involved, and Glenn Robinson III doing a great job, particularly in the offensive glass, and doing some outstanding post defense in the absence of Jordan Morgan for our Reese's Perfect Combination.
Well, maybe a wrinkle of hope for Illinois. They have reached the bonus. Mike Henry makes a free throw. He'll have another. Already 17 fouls for Michigan here in the second half. Foul right before the break was on John Horford, his third. So Horford and McGarry both with 3 personal fouls.
Good job by Abrams. Nice job by Abrams of forcing Tim Hardaway Jr. all the way out behind the arc.
McGarry sets the screen for LeVert. Great catch by McGarry, has it knocked away. Illinois basketball. I think it was Henry who got his hand in the breadbasket of McGarry.
Did a nice job by Henry on both ends. Good sequence, first on the offensive end to knock down some free throws, and then defensively to come through. Looked like McGarry was going to have a conversion on the pick and roll. Wasn't forthcoming.
Richardson slides inside and throws in the finger roll.
And a good dribble drive by Richardson, but he got away with a little bit of an arm bar as he turned the corner.
5th point for the senior from Peoria. LeVert, Hardaway. Wow, just daggers thrown up by Hardaway.
And how about the play by LeVert to get in the lane and not draw the charge? Didn't dribble one dribble too deep and saw Hardaway Jr. setting up shop out of his peripheral vision.
Hardaway in his junior season has been so steady for the Wolverines. Richardson can't make it 2 in a row. Going for the rebound, we've got a tie-up. Alternate possession arrow gives it to Michigan.
Well, last time down, LeVert, watch him right here. Doesn't take that extra dribble and dribble into trouble. Beautiful rotation on the release from Tim Hardaway Jr.
Hey, pretty good shooter right there, Tim Hardaway, senior. Senior from up the road in Chicago, Carver High School. Burke misses inside, ball loose on the floor. Egwu comes up with it.
And what did he do? He grabbed the loose ball. He didn't try to dribble it.
Last touch by Hardaway. It'll stay with Illinois.
In case you haven't noticed, Eric, that's a pet peeve of mine.
John Gross, all he knows is beating Michigan. He's never lost to them. Last year in March, his Ohio Bobcats ending the season of John Beilein's Michigan Wolverines. Quick trigger. Brandon Paul gets back his own miss. Richardson.
Nice look out top by Brandon Paul. And then on the flyby, that allowed Brandon, or DJ Richardson rather, to dribble and step comfortably into the 3.
Richardson falls down. And still able to knock the pass away.
You saw really great team defense with 2 mismatches. Egwu was stuck on Burke. Richardson was on the post player, yet Illinois comes up with the steal.
Bertrand, that's his game. Pull up from 8. And Tim Hardaway telling Coach Beilein, no, we don't need a timeout. Michigan takes it anyway.
And it started on the defensive end. I really like what Illinois did. They got caught in a couple of mismatches. How about the job Egwu has done for periods of time, keeping Burton in front of him? A similar situation here. And then DJ Richardson able to keep things alive by knocking away the post feed. And then a nice job by Bertrand, again, of hitting that little mid-range. If he takes one dribble, he really increases the chances of drawing a charge, but Bertrand knocks it down. Very important for him to stay in the ballgame with 3 personals.
Yeah, we've been talking all evening long about John Gross and his history against Michigan. It was the 2nd round NCAA tournament a year ago as a 13 seed, the Ohio University Bobcats winning by 5 over Michigan. And it was because of that win, John Gross, of course, his national profile going up. He gets the job offer at Illinois. And the trickle-down effect, the guy who's about to trigger the inbounds pass, Karis LeVert, he was signed. He was going to go play for Ohio University, was able to get out of his commitment at OU, reopen the recruiting, and now Michigan thrilled to have Karis LeVert.
Yeah, they thought about redshirting him, but he's so productive, they felt like they had to get him in his regular rotation. When he continues to put on some weight and bulk, the future is very bright for that young man.
Training table's been kind to him. He's already grown 2 inches, put on 15 pounds. Shot clock down to 5. Tough shot. Burke has it rattle out. McGarry tips it in with the offhand.
That's a tough tip in. McGarry, a left-handed player, And if you're Illinois, that's back-breaking because you forced a difficult shot, but you don't clean it up, and McGarry makes you pay.
And a rip away. Burke with the clean steal. Brandon Paul gives it up, and the lead is 11 for Michigan.
How about the swinging momentum? Michigan has to burn the timeout, all the momentum Illinois' way, and in short order, the Wolverines run off 4 quick points to regain the momentum that had shifted to the homestanding Illini.
Trey Burke a year ago was terrific as a freshman, and he's gotten even better as a sophomore.
How about the assist-turnover ratio? I mean, that's unbelievable. That's valuing the basketball and understanding spacing. He's playing with some guys that really know how to operate in the open floor. They understand the nuances of the game. We saw earlier in the ball game, Eric, Tim Hardaway Jr. kind of fan out to create a better passing angle. These guys really know how to play with one another and understand spacing and making it difficult for one defender to guard 2 players.
After last season, Trey Burke was thinking about going and playing professionally. And some people were wondering if that was a great idea. I think if he chooses, whatever he chooses to play professionally, no one's going to argue anymore. He is just a terrific player. McGarry with the block. Did he get some body as well?
And I like what Illinois did coming out of the timeout. Go to the basket. You're in the bonus situation. He turns the corner. The swing down. I think he might have caught him on the shoulder right there.
So 2 free throws for DJ Richardson. 82% at the line. McGarry's going to go to the bench, replaced by John Horford. McGarry's got 4 fouls. Horford's got 3. Michigan has played all but the first minute and a half without Jordan Morgan, their starting center, who fell awkwardly to the floor on a drive to the basket in the first half. From behind by Paul, and Paul's going to be called the foul. Timeout on the floor. Illinois trailing Michigan by 9. BTN Basketball is presented by 5 Hour Energy. What will you do in 5 hours? Also in part by State Farm for auto, home, life, and banking. Get to a better state. And by Case IH. Be ready with agronomic design from Case IH. Visit caseih.com/agronomic design. We're back, everyone. Trey Burke's going to go to the free throw line and shoot a pair. His Michigan Wolverines on top of Illinois by 9.
This was a tough call to go against you if you're Brandon Paul. He comes from the backside with that inside or left hand, and he was contested up front by DJ Richardson.
They gave the foul on DJ Richardson.
Is that who they gave it to?
Yeah, they did. Burke hits the first, he'll have another.
Among his many skills, 80% is a foul shooter.
He's 2 for 3 at the line this evening. 6 of 16 from the field.
And Michigan employing the zone defense now, giving Illinois a little bit of a different look.
Brandon Paul. Burke leaves it for Hardaway. Dump down, Robinson with the reverse.
How about the basketball savvy by Glenn Robinson of understanding if someone's dribbling to you, create a passing angle. He doesn't become a spectator, dives to the rim. Hardaway keeps his dribble alive to find him.
12 points for Hardaway. 7 minutes to play. Alley-oop to Paul. No chance at all. There were two Wolverine defenders in between Paul and the basket. Horford. Oh, and he is fouled by Bertrand. Fourth foul on Joseph Bertrand.
Just another really smart basketball play by Tim Hardaway Jr. First he found Glenn Robinson the last time down the floor right here. Good job of moving without the ball by the freshman. Then here he rises up. He can hit that shot. Doesn't give up on the play. Neither does his teammate Horford. And Hardaway rewards him.
Horford 4 for 8 at the free throw line on the year. Bertrand's going to go to the bench with those 4 fouls. Tracy Abrams replaces him.
And again, on the made free throw, Michigan going to that extended 1-3-1.
Henry. Another one and done.
They never reversed the basketball in that possession. It was exclusively on the left side of the floor.
Wraparound pass. Burke finds Horford.
And that's another breakdown in communication on that pick and roll. The big has to show, but he also has to recover. We saw Bielefeld get a similar play. McGarry has been rewarded. If you're going to show on that hedge, Eric, you have to get back quickly because these bigs will roll. Watch right here, roll. You've got to get back. You have to get back. Help and recover. Nice strong hedge, but then you have to rotate back if you're Illinois and take away the play at the rim.
Jordan Morgan hadn't played since the 18:30 mark of the first half. Was cutting to the basket and landed awkwardly. So it's been, for the most part, John Horford and Mitch McGarry working the pivot for Michigan, and they're no worse for the wear.
That's how the evening started for Michigan and for Jordan Morgan. And he rolled that ankle pretty severely. Good to see him back on the bench, and his teammates have answered the call. Bielefeld, Horford, McGarry, all giving quality minutes in relief.
Next couple of weeks for Michigan, not going to be easy. Next game is going to be Wednesday against Northwestern. That game's in Ann Arbor. After that, on the road at Indiana, hosting Ohio State, the only team that's beaten Michigan so far this year, at Wisconsin, at Michigan State.
What, were the Thunder busy? Couldn't squeeze them in.
Right now, the largest lead of the day for John Beilein's Wolverines. They're up by 16. Illinois has got it within 4 this second half. That was at 41-37. The 5 that began the game on the floor for Illinois, trying for that one last run. Offensive rebound missed by Egwu inside. We talk so much about the offensive firepower of Michigan, but at times when they want to, their defense is pretty darn good.
And they are primarily a man-to-man team, but when they've gone to that 1-3-1, it has paid dividends. Defense is what allowed them to pull away in the second half last time out versus Purdue at home.
Stauskas has it blocked away. Michigan with 5 seconds on the shot clock.
And again, a difficult throw-in in the corner with Egwu guarding the trigger man.
Burke's going to have to fire. Beats the shot clock and hits the runner. Wow! A 9-0 run for Michigan. Abrams finally stems the tide. Sean, we've had 3 runs of at least 9-0 for Michigan in this game.
And they've all been spurred by their defense. They've gotten some breakout opportunities. They've mixed up defenses here in about the last 4 or 5 minutes, employing that 1-3-1.
Stauskas hangs in the air and scores.
And right now they're just spreading the floor, and the cutters are being rewarded. Nice curl cut by Stauskas.
McLaurin does a good job of at least throwing the ball off of Horford. It'll stay with Illinois. Immediately after our game, The Journey coming your way. All new episode of The Journey. That's in 4 minutes and 26 seconds of game time. Abrams. Egwu keeps it alive. Richardson able to spin it in off the window.
And Eric, let's harken back to the earlier part of this half. Remember, Illinois was in the bonus with about 11 minutes to go in this game. And they have not had the opportunity to attack off the dribble. They've settled for perimeter jump shots. They haven't been able to maximize getting into the bonus situation this early in the half.
Burke is pushed to the ground. Incidental contact, but it's still going to draw a foul on Egwu. It is Nana Egwu's 4th. So Burke, who's made 2 of 3 at the free throw line, will shoot a 1-and-1. I bet you could have a significant debate about who is the best high school player on his high school team. Jared Sullinger or Trey Burke. They both just terrific college players.
Sullinger, a nice rookie year with the Boston Celtics right now.
Sullinger taking Ohio State to the Final Four a year ago. Abrams. Illinois in trouble.
Oh, what a play by Horford.
Horford gets it over to Stauskas, who's just going to bleed some clock.
What a play by Horford to keep it alive, then go to the deck and dig it out.
You know what? As impressive as the offensive fireworks are for Michigan, how hard they play is the real eye-opener for me.
And the production they've gotten from guys like Horford and Bielfeldt and McGarry in relief of Morgan.
They let Burke go 1-on-1, feeds Horford, who travels, and it's going to be Illinois basketball. On a team with a bunch of second-generation NBA players, guys who you think could be entitled, none of them are. Michigan, they get after it, up big on Illinois. Mike, thank you so much. 3:10 remaining. The number 2 ranked Michigan Wolverines looking to win their 4th in a row against Illinois. You're looking at tonight's Motel 6 sixth man of the game, John Horford.
Just a great job by Horford along with his teammate Bielfeldt of coming in the absence of Jordan Morgan. We knew about Mitch McGarry. He's had to play more minutes, but Horford doing a great job on both ends of the floor. As a result, he's our Motel 6 sixth man of the game.
The only team that has beaten Michigan so far this year, Ohio State, they got beaten soundly on this floor by Illinois.
The 1-3-1 being extended again by Michigan.
Bertrand on the floor with 4 fouls inside the ball. Pressure in the backcourt. Michigan breaks it.
Smart play by Stauskas. Really smart play.
Two and a half to play. Richardson almost had a steal, the ball bouncing off one of the officials.
The officials in play.
Burke, shot clock down at 2, comes up a little bit short. Got to just fire it up if you're Richardson. Egwu with the rebound, and he's, nope. Just 2 more points for Egwu. He's got a half dozen. And Burke is fouled at midcourt. Both teams in the bonus, so we'll have free throws for Burke. Trey Burke, our Quicken Loans amazing performance. Another quality night. 18 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. What's new?
3 steals.
Mitch McGarry replacing Horford. Next up for Michigan, a home date against Northwestern. That is Wednesday night. You can catch it right here on BTN. Just a reminder, The Journey, presented by Chase Freedom. All new episode coming up after our game. 2 minutes of game time away. Don't fall asleep on Northwestern. I know they lost big yesterday against Nebraska, but a win earlier this week against a ranked Minnesota team, and they beat Illinois on this floor.
They'll try to really control the pace because Michigan went in the conference opener and was able to get up and down the floor. Northwestern, in order to create that massive upset, would have to have the winning score in the low 50s at the most. Michigan, obviously, the conference's second leading team in scoring, wants to get up and down the floor.
There were some great games last year between Michigan and Northwestern.
2 overtime games.
Hardaway's going to have to fire. Long 2. Wow! Are you kidding? Tim Hardaway Jr. with a dozen points now. And a steal, too. John Gross is called off the Dogs. Not going to foul here with a minute left to play. Promising start for Illinois. They were ready to play. They just ran into a really good Michigan team.
Especially the way that the Wolverines today played on the defensive end of the floor. They were really impressive in terms of forcing dribblers to help. Excellent team defense by the Wolverines tonight.
Half minute left to play. I think he's the best in the conference at just that. Joseph Bertrand with the floater.
When he got his 4th foul, that was also a troublesome sign for Illinois. He had to go to the bench.
And we've probably seen the final shot of tonight's affair. Michigan going to go to 19-1 overall, 6-1 in conference. They're currently ranked number 2 in the Associated Press poll. With Duke losing earlier this week, there is a great chance that John Beilein's Michigan Wolverines are going to be the number 1 ranked team in the country for the first time in 21 years. They can only sit and wait and watch, but there is a good chance that you are looking at the number 1 ranked team in the country in Trey Burke and Michigan.
Thank you for attending tonight's game. We hope to see you back in Seton Hall next Sunday. Return at 2:30 p.m.
Lots to like with this year's Wolverines team. They've got a star in Trey Burke, and they've got a lot of wonderful complementary players, guys who would be stars in their own right if they weren't playing with Trey Burke. You know, the happy head coach John Beilein, gracious enough, he's going to come over and talk with us. Let's toss it over to Sean Morris, who is standing by with John Beilein. Sean.
Coach, congratulations on a hard-fought win. I know you probably haven't given it much thought, but if your team were named the number 1 team in the country in the poll, what would that mean to you and your program?
Oh, I think it means probably a lot for our fans for right now, for our team right now. We're just taking it a day at a time. I know that's coach speak, Sean, but, you know, our whole thing is let's just get better every day. We just want to try and improve. We're going to be as good as we can be by the end of the season. I guarantee you. And that's whatever that takes us, But I don't think anybody will remember next year who was number 1 on the end of January.
Talking about improvement, talk about the job that your front line did in coming in and giving you quality minutes, whether it was Horford, whether it was Bielfeldt, in the absence of Jordan Morgan.
Yeah, how about Bielfeldt there, right? I mean, he throws up the air ball, he misses the second one, and then he was really a monster after, did a great job after that. But, you know, Jordan Morgan, he is our glue, man, our defensively, and all of a sudden he goes down, and we really operated well without him. So we told us, you know, get that one for number 52 because he'd love to be out there.
Coach, your team is known as an offensive firepower, and rightfully so. You can score inside and out. But I think your defense is as impressive. Talk about the effort you put forth tonight on both ends of the floor.
Well, we're only as good as the individual defenders we have. In between Tim Hardaway and Trey Burke right now really have gotten into this. You know, they got challenges every night. And the challenge, somebody's guarding them. But you know what? Those two guys can guard. Nick Stauskas has made huge strides. Glenn Robinson as well. And when they got us in foul trouble, when Glenn Robinson become a great defender, they got us in foul trouble. We had 3 guys coming in there, so that really helped.
Coach, congratulations on a hard-fought win. We'll see you down the road.
All right, thanks, Sean.
Yeah.
Hey. Good.
Trey, congratulations. Great job. Talk about what you guys huddled up after when Jordan Morgan went down, because you got some big-time production off the bench.
Well, Jordan, he's like Coach said, he's like our core on the defensive end. You know, he's a senior and he's the guy that keeps us together on the defensive end. So when he went down, we basically just got together as a team, and it was time for John Horford and Max Bielfeldt to step up, and that's what they did today.
How about the job that your freshmen did? You know what it's like being a freshman on the road. You went through that a year ago. Talk about the production you got from your freshmen here tonight.
They did a great job of just staying poised throughout the game. I told them before the game that it was going to be times of adversity, and the crowd was going to get loud when they went on runs. But they did a good job of handling the punch and just continuing to play with poise. And I think that starts with me. They feed off of whatever my attitude or my demeanor is out there on the court. So I think they did a hell of a job.
Congratulations. Enjoy the win.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Sean, thank you so much. Wonderful job. Michigan, the second-ranked team in the country. They win by 14 on the road against Illinois. They will now await the pollsters. Will they be the #1 ranked team in the country? This has been an exclusive presentation of the Big Ten Network. Don't go anywhere, folks. Special evening. We have got a brand new episode of The Journey presented by Chase Freedom. That is coming up next. For Sean Morris, I'm Eric Collins saying so long from Champaign.